This is a workout that you can do. It's probably only gonna take you 30 minutes to get through it. Hey man, Gary Walker here, and welcome back for another video. This is a video for you guys that like to work out at home. This is the best workout for building muscle at home, specifically for you guys over 40. All right, now with that said, I'm gonna give you a couple of new techniques as well. Most of you by now have probably already done my Tricon training. If you're new to the channel or you haven't seen any of my Tricon training before, then make sure you go check out some of my Tricon videos. That way you'll know exactly how to do these correctly. And a lot of the times in the videos, I explain the benefits of those. Now, I'm gonna take you through how many sets and reps you need to be doing for each of these exercises. Before I get started though, when it comes to Tricon sets, they're 9 repetitions. So that's one thing I wanted to get out there, because anytime you're doing a Tricon set, you're going to be doing 9 repetitions per set. Now, with that said, the very first exercise we're gonna be doing is a low body exercise, and you're gonna be using goblet squats, but these are Tricon goblet squats. All right, so you'll notice me here in the video, I'm not using any weight at all. I'm just doing straight body weight. If you need to use some kind of weight, go ahead and do some dumbbells or get some resistance bands, something like that, to add a little more resistance to make this a little bit more challenging for you. But at the end of the day, if you're a beginner, you're just getting started, then make sure you're just doing body weight. But the key to doing these is executing these with the correct form. So you wanna make sure you keep your core tight. You wanna stand a little wider than shoulder width. Now you'll see that I go extremely low on these. Now you may or may not be able to go to that depth. If you can't, that's fine. Just go to your comfortable depth. Go as low as you can. If you can get a 90-degree bend, then that's great. If you can't, then don't worry about it. The key is gonna be trying to get down into a deeper squat as you're getting into your workouts. It may not be this workout, but as you progress through your workouts. All right, so you'll notice I'm doing 3 reps. I did 3 reps of full range of motion. Now the next 3 reps, I have 10-second isometric holds right at that 90-degree bend area. Again, if you can't go that low, go as low as you can comfortably go, and then do a 10-second hold. Now, again, if you're new to Tricons, go ahead and do a 3-second hold with these 3 isometric holds. That's perfectly fine. As you progress, you'll get into the 5 to 7-second holds, and then eventually, when you get a little bit more advanced with the Tricon technique, you can do 3 10-second holds. Now, that's the first 6 reps. The first 3 are full range of motion. The second 3 are the 10-second isometric holds. Now the last 3 are gonna be full range of motion at a slower cadence. 3 to 4 seconds lowering your body and 3 to 4 seconds raising your body. All right, so that's the first exercise. After you've done that, we're gonna move into a back exercise. So one of the ones I like to do at home, assuming you have dumbbells, are dumbbell rows. So the key here, if you notice, is I'm getting my glutes back as I descend my body, as I lean down. You don't want to just completely bend over as if you're trying to touch your toes or anything like that, because you're gonna put a lot of stress and strain on your lumbar spine, your lower back. So you wanna make sure you're getting your glutes back. That's called a hip hinge. Once you're in that bottom position, go ahead and soften the knees a little bit. That's gonna help with a little extra support. And then I want you to keep your core tight. Now, when you're bringing the dumbbells up with these dumbbell rows, you want to make sure that you are using your elbows as the guide. So you're getting those elbows back. Picture your elbows doing all the work. So your hands are basically your hooks. You're getting those elbows back. Nice 2-second squeeze at the top, 1001, 1002, and then slowly lower back to the bottom position, and then go right back up into that fully contracted position with another 1001, 1002 hold. All right, now that's the second exercise. So for the dumbbell rows, I want you to do 2 to 3 sets, and you wanna shoot for about 12 to 15 repetitions. 12 to 15 repetitions, that's gonna get a lot of blood into those lats, and it's gonna be a very good back workout. All right, now we're gonna go into one of 2 different exercises. So at the beginning of the video, I told you I'm gonna show you a couple different techniques. We've already gone over the Tricon technique. Now, I haven't done a whole lot of videos on my Titan-based training. I've got a whole program designed around that style of training, but basically that's more of an advanced technique. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go into a chest exercise. You'll see me doing the push-ups here. Now, push-ups, nice, slow, and control the cadence when you're doing these. That's the key I want you to focus on, the cadence at first. The second thing you really need to focus on is bringing your elbows into your sides a little bit. You don't want to flare them all the way out, because if you do that, that's going to put way too much stress on your shoulders. So at the end of the day, as a man over 40, whether you're 40, 50, 60, 70, or even 80 years old, you want to minimize the stress on your joints. So that's what we're doing by bringing those elbows in slightly. Also, you'll notice slow and under control, about a 3-second cadence to lower, slight pause, about a second pause at the bottom, and then push yourself back up to the top. Now, if you're a true beginner, it's okay to do push-ups on your knees. Now, for push-ups, I want you to shoot, again, 2 to 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions here. If you're going slow and using that good controlled cadence, you're gonna get a lot of muscle activation, not only in your chest, but also your triceps and your front delts, your shoulders. Now we're gonna get into the Titan technique. So the Titan technique is something that's a little bit unique. So the first thing you wanna realize is you're gonna be doing 5 repetitions. That's it. 5 repetitions of push-ups. Again, this is more of an advanced movement. Now, the first part of this rep is a 5-second lowering phase. So that's an eccentric movement. You're going lower, taking a 5-second cadence. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Now the next part of the Titan rep is an explosive plyometric push-up. You're pushing off the ground as hard as possible. Now you'll notice I'm leaving the floor here. If you can do that, great. That's a perfectly executed plyometric push-up. If you can't, but you can still push your body up extremely quickly, then that's perfectly fine as well. The key is just that explosive movement from the bottom. And again, you wanna make sure you're keeping your elbows slightly tucked, especially when you're doing a plyometric push-up, because you don't wanna injure your shoulders or even your elbows. Again, only do these if you're more advanced in your training career. All right, now with that said, you're only gonna do 5 repetitions. So you're going 5 seconds on the eccentrics, which means lowering under 5 seconds. 5 plyometric push-ups, explosively pushing yourself off. I want you to rest about 90 seconds after doing the first set, and then you wanna repeat this 2 to 4 times, again, depending on whether you're advanced or intermediate. All right, so the next exercise we're gonna do now is a bicep exercise. And for this, we're going back into the Tricon technique. So you wanna make sure that you're using a supinated grip when you're doing these, meaning palms facing forward. So you want to rotate your palms facing forward, and the same concept applies with all the Tricons. So once again, you're gonna be doing 9 repetitions. The first 3, full range of motion reps. Now I like to lower all the way down and lift the first 3 a little more explosively. Now the next 3 reps in this sequence are your isometric holds. So you're gonna be doing 10-second holds if you're an advanced lifter, or go ahead and do the 2 to 3 seconds if you're just getting started, or 5 to 7 seconds if you're intermediate. All right, so do that, and that's gonna make a big difference. So you'll notice I'm squeezing really hard as well. The last thing I want you to do when you're in the isometric position is just sit there and not really pay attention to your biceps. I really want you to think about contracting that bicep as hard as possible. If you've got somebody next to you and you're trying to show off your guns, I want you to squeeze them that hard for all the isometric holds. All right, so all 3 of those, extremely hard stretching. Now the last 3 reps, just like the first Tricon set that we did, you're gonna do full range of motion, but utilize a slower cadence. I like 3 to 4 seconds down, 3 to 4 seconds up. All right, so now we've gone through most of our body. I also wanna touch on the triceps a little bit more. Even though your triceps got some work when you did your push-ups, we're gonna add a little bit more tricep work. So we're gonna do an overhead tricep extension. I like the overhead because it really gets a full stretch in your triceps. Now, triceps are the muscle in your arm that gives you that big arm. Again, if your goal is to grow bigger arms or fill out your sleeves, you need to focus on your triceps. So that's why we're gonna include another tricep exercise in this workout. Now, you wanna do a full stretch if you can comfortably go that low. If you're having shoulder issues or if you're having elbow issues, then you don't necessarily need to do the overhead version. It's okay to do more of a skull crusher from the floor just to minimize that. But at the end of the day, if you don't lack any shoulder mobility and you can get your arms up high, then I want you to get your arms up high, all right? And then going down is actually gonna create a little bit more stability in your shoulder joint and improve your mobility. So that's the key to doing the full range of motion with the overhead tricep extensions. All right, so there you have it, man. I hope you like this workout. Again, this is a workout that you can do. It's probably only gonna take you 30 minutes to get through it. So you can schedule this in and you can do it 2 or 3 times a week. Just make sure you have at least one rest day in between. So that's all for this video, man. I hope you like it. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, get busy, get after it, and God bless.